This is what it's all about. It's about system change.
Who exactly are our alumni going to be and what are they going to do?
What are we doing to connect our individual alumni networks across the world?
We need lots of hands working together.
If we don't share and engage with each other, we're really just kind of reinventing the wheel.
Looking at the differences between us and the similarities between us just makes the conversation so rich.
There's nothing more powerful than pursuing a mission collaboratively.
But let's actually put this information together and create policy that actually makes change.
As educators, what must we do in order to empower our students? When you grow up in poverty, you are told time and time again that because you are poor, you have failed or your parents have failed in some crucial way. Keep quiet and let other people handle the issues in your communities. And that's wrong. As educators, it is our job to instill in our students a sense of self-efficacy and to prove to them that they are their own best advocates.
You know, the first thing to do is always keeping students at the center, but you have all these different influences. You have the school, you have home, you have community, you have a system. Can students truly affect system?
So students succeeding in school and making the choices for their future, and then this translates into students empowered as adults and being agents of change as adults. It seemed to me like a progression. What are the risks of starting early, like developing leadership early on?
We need an entire revolution in terms of how we educate educators to start thinking of our students as more holistic people.
Community engagement, and what does it really mean to do it to help your organization grow?
Where we believe families must be the decision makers and have a voice. We understand that families are the sleeping giant. Once families have this knowledge and information, you can't reverse that.
We need to be able to motivate everyone else with the same kind of urge we feel right now to improve the system. You are starting a fire in people.
When families have this knowledge, there's nothing they can't do to truly support their child and be their child's #1 advocate.
I think people don't even bother to engage the parents because they're expecting responses that are going to close doors that scare them, when in fact we're stopping ourselves from making change by not even talking to the primary people in this movement.
One of the things that was very provocative was listening to what's going on in Peru.
Pero la pregunta es, ¿alguien fue y les preguntó a los chicos de comunidad qué es lo que realmente quieren? ¿Has entrado a hablar con los padres de familia, con las autoridades de la comunidad, con los mismos profesores del Estado? ¿O tú intuyes cuál es el problema y se lo puedes solucionar?
We were thinking about community engagement in the wrong way. You need to lead the community and you need to follow the community.
So it's been really exciting to talk to 19 different countries and all realize community engagement's a problem everywhere, no matter where you're from. How can we work on this together?
We live in the microwave generation. We like things quick and now. That makes sense for cooking popcorn. It doesn't make sense for teaching children how to read. We should be investing in the most important resource of all, which is a human resource. Any school in the world doing a good job has 2 basic ingredients. They got great teaching and more of it.
What is it that makes some teachers successful, and how can we structure a system that substantially increases the likelihood of success?
How do we even figure out what makes an excellent teacher? I want to know that for leadership. What does the country even want out of its next generation of leaders? And then how do you stimulate that?
What do we do to make them influential members of society to help transform communities?
You need to be really strong at academics. You need to simultaneously teach a lot of character development.
Do they work on a team? Are they creative, resilient? When they face problems, do they give up? Do they keep going? Are they optimistic? Right? Those are character traits which have to be learned, just like algebra has to be learned.
His use of data and information and the honesty and the integrity with which they talk about the success or indeed non-success of the work they're doing.
And I think once you get the kind of proof points at the level of schools and you see whole communities of kids performing as well as their wealthier peers, it becomes harder and harder for people to not believe that this is possible.
Be proud of what you're doing. You all are doing amazing things in your country. You're changing the game for students, and more importantly, you're changing how people think about education. You should be very proud of that. Be proud, but don't be satisfied. We've got to make our school district, and you've got to make your organizations and your countries into ones that ensure success for everyone, everywhere.